Greetings and salutations, folks. My name is Nick, and welcome back to GreedFall, where we're on a side mission for Kurt. Kurt, you see, has an addiction to revenge. Also, there is somebody else who happened to be part of the coup, who's still kind of getting away with it.
Yes? What can I do for you?
Here's a letter.
Sir, Commander Sieglinder wrote this letter to you.
I wasn't expecting that. Even though I never really liked the Major, the Commander is asking me to do all I can to assist you in your mission. So, what can I do for you?
We are looking for the Major. We know that he was posted here.
Yes, and officially he still is. But I haven't seen him for some time. Following the coup, he was probably expecting us to go after him. The only people he may have told about his hiding place are his lieutenants. Those two are his henchmen.
I see. Well, we'll just have to go and interrogate them.
If we bring him to you, can you make sure he ends up in an Ordo Luminous jail?
Do you want to condemn him to the stake? That's a bit extreme. Listen, I can lock him up, but you'll have to find a way to keep my men from seeing him.
Why is that?
All the guards in the city know the Major. If they see him brought here, they'll want to know why, and they will surely take it out on the Inquisition, which could end badly.
You're not wrong, Corporal. What do you suggest?
If you bring me some sleeping potions...
Damn it.
I could put the whole lot of them to sleep.
I just
When
made
they
some
wake
sleeping
up,
potions
they'll
for
be
my
ashamed
own
of having
business.
slept through their watch. But that's better than spilling blood.
Alright, okay, luckily I made extra sleeping potions.
So you need sleeping potions. Is that right?
Yes, to put my men to sleep. That would seem the best way of doing it.
Perfect. And then?
When you have your man, let me know, and I'll do the rest. Anything else?
No, that's it. I guess I'm gonna have to make some more sleeping potions. I did not know this game would require so many. Alright, where do I go next?
May the Enlightened always keep you in his divine blessing.
Alright, it looks like I have to go talk to the Order Luminous. Which, I would imagine...
What do you want now?
Yeah, I'd imagine they don't care for me, considering I spent most of the game just kind of like ruining their ranks. Let me talk about Major Herman.
We've come to discuss something that concerns you.
Really? I'm listening.
We would like to draw your attention to a man who has confessed to terrible crimes.
Has he professed heresy? Venerated one of the demonic creatures worshipped by the savages?
No.
Not exactly. He's responsible for many deaths, and was one of Torsten's supporters.
Who, as you know, was planning to overthrow your governor and take her place.
These truly are crimes. But they have nothing to do with the Ordo Luminous. You should denounce this man to our governor. I'm sure she'll be happy to have him drawn and quartered.
Unfortunately, this man has friends in high places. I doubt that we'll be able to convince the Mother Cardinal.
Politics. The curse of our society.
Honestly, I would rather try. I
approve
don't...
of your quest for justice, and I will help you as much as I can. I can't have your man publicly arrested without raising too many questions. But if you arrange for him to come to one of our jails discreetly, I'll make sure justice is delivered. The felon will receive the punishment he deserves on behalf of the glorious Enlightened.
May he always keep you in his divine blessing, Aloysius. You will soon find this man in your jail.
Anything else?
No, that's it, I guess.
Nothing. It's all right.
Remember that the Enlightened is always watching you.
Now that everything is ready, we should go find these lieutenants.
Alright. Weren't they back in the... Yeah, they're back in the coin barracks. Like, why wasn't I able to interrogate them back when I was there? Like, Okay, let's just go get him. Oh, so the lieutenants aren't actually in jail. They're just find a way to drive the soldiers away from the lieutenants.
You're far from your regiment, Captain. What do you want?
Nothing.
Like, what are they expecting me to do? Ah, here, recruit.
Soldiers! Everyone outside, that's an order.
But, Captain, with all due respect, you're not in our regiment.
We're supposed to stay here, Captain. We must guard the barracks.
From what?
I believe that the rank of Captain of the Guard counts regardless of regiment, soldiers. Especially when the said captain reports directly to Commander Sieglinder.
If it's an order from the commander, we better obey, guys.
Technically, that's
Sorry,
not what I
Captain.
said.
We didn't mean to disobey you. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
All right. Now that we've done that, Lieutenant.
You're far from your regiment, Captain. What do you want?
We're looking for Major Herman. I was told you'd know where to find him.
The Major? He must be on a mission somewhere.
Don't play dumb with me, Lieutenant. I'd be sorry to see you arrested as an accomplice.
Listen, Captain. We really don't know what you're talking about. As for your threats, you're not our superior. You're not part of our regiment.
Yet we're here with your new commander's blessing. The Major is accused of treason. You'd better tell us where to find him.
Lies. The Major is a righteous man. We'd give our lives for him.
Really? Let's see you do it.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Kurt.
To my help! And death to the others!
Oh, are you done?
So,
That was
are you
fast.
finally ready to tell us where we can find Herman?
We'll never tell you anything.
Stop. You might be ready to die for him, but I'm not. He's in a warehouse on the port.
The traitor is probably getting ready to leave the island. What do you want to do with these two, Kurt?
Lieutenants, you're under arrest for now. Go to the commander. She'll decide what to do with you.
At your orders, Captain.
Let's find the Major before he escapes.
Well, that's one way to arrest somebody. Just say, "Hey, you're under arrest. Go on your own volition to the arresting officer. I've got other things to do. I don't have time to walk you to the jail. Here's the keys to the jail." Oh, it's actually in that direction. Here are the keys to the jail cells. If you can just guide yourselves to it, unlock them, and then then close the jail cells. And then once you're inside, just kind of like throw the keys like out of your reach. Like, that would be great. Where is the entrance to this building? Okay, here we go.
Here he is.
What the... Kurt? It's been so long. How did you find me?
Does that really matter, Major? You're finally gonna pay for all your evil, your treachery, and your schemes.
Come with us, Major Herman.
If you think I'm gonna give up without a fight, you're wrong. Soldiers, seize them!
All right. How about
To my help!
if I just repeatedly use the same spell over and over again? You'll never be able to stop me. I don't even have to use the analog stick for a fight in these kinds of quarters. Okay, somebody moved up the stairs. I now do have to move the analog stick. Very slightly.
No. What?
You shouldn't be surprised. After all, I owe my talents to you.
Yes, Kurt, it was
Let's lock him up.
all you.
The Inquisitor will do the rest.
Return to the Desardet residence? Alright. But first, do I have a key? I do have a key. some fancy armor that I cannot wear because my endurance is not high enough. Everything is ready for the commander's operation. The recruits we were sent from the ghost camp are perfect. Rolf did well. Someone warned the mother cardinal of the commander's plans. Many of our men were arrested and executed. I chose to leave the barracks. Those who support me could certainly prevent me from being sentenced to death, but the bigot's wrath is such that I would rather not take any chances. How far we've fallen. We dreamt of greatness, of cities belonging to us at last, and now I'm hiding in an old warehouse that smells of fish. All right. Oh.
Are you all right?
I don't even have to go all the way back to my house.
Better than ever. You cannot even imagine how much I hated that piece of filth.
What did he do to you?
As you may have guessed, I suffered the same treatment as Raina. The only difference is that I survived, and there's even more. Believe me, I'm glad that these memories went up in flames along with that bastard. Thank you, Green Blood. Thank you for helping me as I go through all this. I'll never forget it.
All right. Hopefully, this means now we are done with our allies. I didn't even need Petrus. Like, I was advised to take Petrus with us, but, like, he never actually showed up for any reason anywhere. Okay, let's make some replacement sleeping potions. Let's also deposit all of that armor because I'm sure it is weighing me down. Oh, nope, I'm looking at the chest inventory. I need to be looking at my inventory. Yeah. And then we will travel back to... Yeah, back to do the Trial of Waters, because now we're done with all of the current side missions that are available to us. Nobody has any exclamation points above their head, indicating that they have a side mission. So I'm just going to cut to back to the cave, ready to put the sleeping potions to deal with the beasts. So when I put the sleeping potion, like, are they just going to...
You did it. They're sleeping. We should be able to pass without
Okay, I was gonna say, are they just gonna instantly pass out? Like, I just put sleeping potion on the food and then they just automatically go. I don't actually have to worry about them going to the food and then collecting the need, because, like, only one of those beasts was actually moving. Alright, does this mean enter the cave for the trial? That was that not the trial? Alright. I see some beasties up ahead. Let's see what the path to the left takes us. Whether we can just go around these bats that are just, like, hanging off of nothing. They are literally hanging... Oh. I think I only had 1 point in vigor. But maybe I got a boost from somebody else? Huh. It seems as though all of the tests are, like, so far, at the very least, 2 tests down have both been conduct violence or do not conduct violence.
Watch out, Anadai!
Look at the basin and the symbols around it. Given the islanders' taste for rituals and enigmas, I think you should touch the water.
Ah.
You were freezing and you had this empty stare. The water in the basin spoke to you, no?
Yes. Exactly like the lightning-struck tree.
Except without the
I was
actual
something else for
animation.
a brief moment.
Tell us. Visions like this are guides, keys for the sacred rituals.
I was in the sky. I was floating, carried by the wind. And it was a cold feeling. I was high up and it was getting colder and colder. I felt my blood freezing in my veins. I fell to the ground and spun slowly. And then the sun warmed me, and suddenly I bounced on the ground, and I was taken by the bubbling current of this creek. Then, just like before, the vision dissipated.
So sky, up, freeze, freeze, fall. Hello. I'm going to save my game. Let's examine these statues.
This stone is blackened, eaten away. This stone bears the image of a storm. On this stone, the sun is visible. The drawing on this stone makes me think of fire. This drawing looks like an infant. Could it... Here. This looks like this stone is adorned with the etching of a drop of water.
Okay, so I get the impression that the first is the windstone. And then ice. Okay. What happened next in this story? Fell to the ground. Would that be death? Or water?
Evidently, I shouldn't have lit this candle.
Any punishment? No punishment. Good, good. So that was wind, ice, fire maybe?
Evidently, I shouldn't have lit this candle.
All right. Wind, ice, sun? Water or fire? Let's guess water. Okay, so now that we've done that, what did that get us? Can we just kind of like walk by? Like, the right is where we came from. This cannot be climbed up.
I need a bit of practice.
Can we just walk by you? Can we just pass you by? Can we just pass you by? We have to talk to you. No, we just press the tame button, and now you are tame. Okay.
This must be the seal that Glendan spoke about. It looks like the silhouette of the mountain of Tir Fredi, and a face is drawn within it.
The spirit of the volcano. One of the faces of Einon Mil Frichtemann.
Okay. What does that mean? Oh, are we done? We're done. That's it. You know, one of the things I was talking about earlier, a long time ago, was the idea that every project needs to figure out. It's very important to know what your resources are when you're doing a project. Doesn't matter if it's big, small, if it's just you doing it, if it's just 10 people, or if it's 1,000. Ultimately, you have so many resources organized in such a fashion, and you need to direct it in some fashion as well. And a lot of games know what their resources are beforehand, but by the time you get to the end of the game, you realize that the developers have also come to realize they had less and less resources as they went along the way. That's why, like, Darksiders 2 and Evil Within 2 both have really big starting areas towards the beginning, but as you get farther and farther in, they get smaller and smaller. That's not exclusive to those two games. There are plenty of games where, like, the first 50% of the game is, like, all of the resources and all of the things, because unfortunately, most people don't play through games. That's why this channel even exists. Because for the longest time, I just played, like, a little bit of everything and not finished anything. So the endings of games are just things that hadn't been experienced by myself. So why would the developer really need to put as much resources into that if nobody's going to experience it? And, like, it is a thing, like, the farther you get into a game, the fewer resources a developer might have to spend on making that area. So, like, when I go through that area and there's the whole taming of that beast, and there are no animations, there's no dialogue, like, it comes across as a little placeholder-ish, and more like we ran out of time and money, so we couldn't put anything.
I congratulate you for passing the trial. Enter.
Like, the goal is just making the game work, and that is more important than filling every ounce of content.
And so you have returned. Can you tell me what the seal deep within the cavern brings into your mind?
A face in the mountain of Tir Fridi.
Then you have seen the true face of the island when looking into her waters. And the island has seen inside you. You sent the beasts into a deep sleep. That was very clever. Another before you did the same.
Almost as if somebody
In
told me
choosing
about
the
that.
path of silence, you avoided confronting the Dosantats. Finally, you have completed the ritual. And in so doing, the Guardian recognized you as a wise man.
I
You
am
choose
pretty
to
wise.
trust the way of rose and wisdom. It is a difficult path, but it carries generous fruit.
That is why my
The
charisma is
island
maxed
has
out.
seen your intelligence and also your compassion. The friendship of Katasach towards you no longer surprises me.
Am I authorized to encounter Enon Maelfrictiman now? To present him with my request?
If the High King agrees, yes. We shall not oppose that decision. Only a High King or High Queen is allowed to open the sanctuary. I warned you. Your voyage is far from over.
I suppose that I'm going to need to convince him as well. Where can I find him?
I do not know. And I believe that it may be another trial on your path to find the one you seek.
You don't know where your High King is?
He disappeared several months ago. Since then, we have not heard from him. He was worried about the Renaigse. The last people to have seen him, I'm told, were the most important chiefs of the clans here at the council. There was Deirdre, Blatnid, Ulan, and Dunkas.
My mother, alas, can tell us nothing more.
Yes, I heard about your loss, Yora. And divorced Tirce. Mourning is a difficult time to pass.
And divorced Tirce. Thank you, Glyndon.
Deirdre is the Mal of the clan of the Storm Warriors. You will find her in the village of Vedlug.
I have already met her. She sent me to confront a guardian.
That sounds like her. Ulan is the Mal of the village of Vignamri.
Yep, so I'm aware of him as well.
It is said that he welcomes the Renaigse. As for Dunkas,
He leads the Vigigidon.
I have met all of
He
these
is the
people.
chief of the Earth Healers. His village is not very far from the Didekiden Nad, I guess.
Very well. I will go and see them. Try to find this High King. Thank you, Glendan.
I hope that you will find him.
Okay, so do I have to go to each of them, or do I just have to go to one? So far, this game has kind of been a little bit even, I would say. Like, sometimes it'll give you a set of objectives and you have to complete all of the objectives, and sometimes it'll be like, hey, you need to go to somebody, and it'll give you several choices, and then based on your choice... Oh. But for now, I'm going to talk to Constantine, my cousin. Which makes me think that this quest is about to be interrupted. Like, one of the things I like to do is look at the index of quests in a game walkthrough just to see how long a game is. And for some, like, I assumed that it was just like the cure for Malachor was one big quest, and that goes on for a while. And then the suffering of Constantine was another set of quests, and that one goes on for a little while. And not that the cure for Malachor gets interrupted by other quests.
Lieutenant, I demand an explanation. Tell us what is going on. We haven't heard anything about Lord D'Orsay's condition in spite of our inquiries. We are extremely worried. And then all of a sudden one of his guards appears, shaken and on his own.
You know, this is really good timing for us to show up for this exposition.
Please, allow me the chance to shed some light, my lady.
Your soldier is nothing more than a coward for abandoning his highness.
Tell me, what is going on?
This soldier has just reported in. He is asking for reinforcements. He believes that Lord D'Orsay has been attacked.
He believes? He ran here without full knowledge of what happened firsthand.
I was sent on patrol far from the camp, but I heard screams from men and from beasts. I wanted to return to camp, but then I heard a deafening sound, grinding like a landslide. I thought then it would be best just to go and get help.
Okay, where is this thing?
You were dismissed. I would like to have a discussion with this man alone.
Yes.
My lady, could you lead these fine people into the hallway if you would be so kind?
Certainly. I deplore this embarrassing turn of events, but know that you have my full support in all circumstances.
And that is the question, like, who takes over if Constantine dies?
In the interest of avoiding a general panic, tell me precisely what happened back there.
Your cousin ordered us to escort him beyond the town limits. The islander convinced him to go on some journey.
By islander, do you mean the Donegad that came to treat his affliction?
Yes, a strange bird. Missing more than one feather, you ask me, milady.
Okay, I
was
didn't.
Ordered to set up patrol along a small path, rather far from the rest of the company. I was told to protect our perimeter from anyone wandering along. According to the islander, it was the only access to their planned destination. I did my rounds for quite some time. Not a soul came along. But then I heard cries a ways off, and I went running to help. I heard an enormous crashing sound like an avalanche of rocks. So then I turned right back around.
And you ran all the way here?
So you saw nothing. You saw absolutely nothing. Where did the attack take place?
Do you know precisely where the company was when you heard these sounds?
No, not precisely. I hadn't gone there. But I could show you where I was posted. The
Good
islander
enough.
said they were following the path, but he was quite a ways ahead when I lost sight of them.
All right, why didn't you investigate?
Why didn't you go and look for yourself? To see if they had been buried by a rock slide?
What? Alone? What could I have done?
You could have looked and seen what was the problem.
To go and get help.
I'm still having trouble deciding if cowardice or intelligence got the best of you. But that's a question for your superiors.
What was the purpose of the expedition?
My cousin was quite weak. Do you know why he decided to follow the Denegad?
His Highness was feeling much better. The potions that he was drinking must have been potent. I mean to show no disrespect to His Highness, but that islander had the high ground in the War of Wits. I wasn't privy to their counsel. I haven't the beginning of an explanation for the expedition, but your cousin was all full of enthusiasm and ordered that we set out as quick as we could make ready.
That sounds like him. What sort of mess has he gotten himself into again?
I am sorry, milady, but I don't know anything else I could tell you.
Dismissed, soldier. Looks like I'm going on an expedition.
Thank you, milady.
All right. Let's see if we can find Constantine. Interesting how I can choose between finding Constantine and going to one of these native leaders, who I probably will go to. If of the choices, there's Ulan. Oh, hello. To the attention of Legate de Sarde of the congregation, Your Excellency, a messenger informed us of the arrival of a delegation from His Highness, the Prince de Vespe, led by his daughter. If possible, I would like you to go back to New Serene as soon as possible. I'm in New Serene. This is what happens when you don't plan out these things. I do not know how react to the rather disturbing arrival of this family on Terre Fredi. In the hope that this letter has found you in good health, I look forward to seeing you again, Lady Lorraine de Mirange.
Lady Mirange tells me that a delegation from the de Vespe family just landed on the island.
From the look on your face, I take it their arrival is not good news. Are they that bad?
Their name was given to a deadly poison, the Draught of de Vespe. It's highly regarded among assassins, so there's good reason to worry. We should hasten to get back to New Serene.
So that is actually the DLC for this game. And that was the thing. The DLC said at some point in the game, I would receive a letter over in my camp informing me of it. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to close off this branch of the Suffering of Constantine plotline. And then start the DLC before continuing on with the Cure of Malachor plotline. Because for some reason, I decided to buy the DLC.
It looks more like a battlefield. I hope the Denegad and your cousin survived the fight.
Search the area. Let's see if we can find any clues as to what happened here.
Actually, there's a specific reason why I bought the DLC. Because I figured this is probably going to be the only time I play this game. So I might as well play the most complete version of this game that I can. And that would include the additional material.
Lacerated by what looks like claws. And there are traces of blood everywhere.
There's also a dead guy in there.
Attacked in their sleep. By beasts. Most of the weapons are missing. Our soldiers wouldn't have taken a rest without defenses. Our soldiers were attacked by surprise, and animals were amongst the assailants. However, our men reacted properly. They were armed and they fled as best they could. There are no bodies, and no sign of the presence of Constantine.
There are no bodies?
Perhaps they were in another place, and the soldiers wanted to join them. We need to follow the tracks.
What are you talking about? There's a body right there. Right there. I'm standing on it. There are no bodies? Did somebody forget to remove the bodies from this quest when they added in the dialogue? Okay, let's just keep going. We're looking for Constantine.
Trampled. An entire stampede passed by here. Our soldiers must have fled the area and taken this path followed by their assailants.
Okay, are there bodies
The
here?
sacred place of a native cult. No doubt this is where Katasak and Constantine were going.
It isn't really a place of a cult, but rather a place of anchoring. A place where Donegada perform a ritual to become Sinol Menawi. These places are charged with great energy. Perhaps Katasak wanted to use it to bring relief to your cousin.
Perhaps. But there are bodies. And without a doubt, there was fighting here. Search the place. Let's see what we are able to find.
Are these low-res bodies? Like, this face seems like they forgot to put details.
The corpses of both men and beasts. These soldiers fought dearly to the end. Neither Constantine nor Katasak are amongst them. A crater, without a doubt caused by an explosive potion. The soldiers might have been carrying them. They must have been desperate to have taken such drastic measures.
Okay. Anything else I'm supposed to be looking at?
This blade is a native ritual knife. And this bowl contained a potion. Someone wanted to perform a ritual here. Could Katasak have found a better means to alleviate Constantine's symptoms? Constantine and Katasak must have been visiting this place. Perhaps performing some sort of healing ritual. When the attack took place, the soldiers intervened and many fell during the fight. But a group escaped down this path. We need to continue following their tracks.
Okay. So we're not actually going inside the big doors. All right, that's fine.
More tracks. Footprints. The ones who got away fled this way.
Heck, this tree is still on fire.
These trees look half calcinated, as if they were exposed to immense heat.
They're on fire. All right.
These weapons are in terrible condition. Whatever did these men come up against?
I mean, are you commenting about the fact that the giant sword is in the dirt? Were they attacked by?
This path seems to have been scorched.
Actually, yeah, fury mode. Excellent.
Can't believe that our soldiers could be carrying so many explosive potions.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Like, isn't the Bridge Alliance more noted for chemicals?
Or something else.
All right. But yeah, were they fighting like a big thing?
New footprints. It looks as if a group met up with them and took this path. There was more fighting over here. There are not only corpses of our own men. Where could these other soldiers have come from?
Okay, this has gotten really complicated. Like, this fight has kind of like wandered around. Like, it started from here, wandered around, up. All right, where is there more thing for me to examine? No, we don't need to examine the crude iron ore. Seems like... Oh, there it is.
More signs of explosions. But what were they doing with all these explosives on them?
And that's the answer that, or the question that hasn't been answered just yet, is what's up with all these explosions that we didn't get to see?
There are footprints. Only a handful made it up here.
Yeah, we've found a lot of bodies so far.
The path stops on this overhang, and despite signs of a skirmish, I can't see any sign of Constantine or Katasak.
Ah, how very rude of you. Yeah, I'll just throw spells at you. Good enough. Okay, let's get out of combat.
These rocks were broken, as if they had taken cannon fire. But what could have happened here? I don't recognize these men. Still more unknown soldiers. Could they have been responsible for the attack? This one is carrying a letter. Let's see. According to this note, this troop came from an outpost of the Bridge Alliance close by. A patrol, no doubt. Could the bridge be in some way linked to this attack? That makes no sense.
All right.
These vials look familiar. Katasak used the very same to stock his potions. He came all the way here. I'm going to pick them up. I recognize this sack. It's my cousin's. Oh, Constantine. What have you gotten yourself into again? Very well. Let's sum things up.
So there was some fighting over here. There was some fighting over there.
Ritual, but they were attacked. An attack obviously involving wild animals. And then there are these traces of inexplicable flames. Could it be magic?
You cannot suspect my people are behind this attack. You have strayed far from the path. No one would have attacked Katasak.
Unless he himself was behind it. He is a powerful Donegad. The beasts obey him.
How could you even think something
Oh
like
my
that?
gosh.
He is a
So
healer.
do you have an
He
explanation?
brought comfort to your cousin.
Perhaps he only did it to gain our trust. With Constantine captive, he can now apply leverage to the colonists and force them to accept his conditions. But in all truth, I have no idea what to think. Regardless of who is guilty, I must find my cousin. Perhaps we could return to Wenxavier in order to learn more. Katasak may have returned there. His Voglendike might be able to tell us where to find him. We are also going to have to visit the outpost. Their soldiers participated in the combat. Or at least the end of it. They must have some stories to tell us.
And you think that they would have taken Constantine? Is that possible? Maybe he was in need of treatment. But if you suspect them to have participated in the combat to capture him, I think you're wasting your time. I know the captain of that outpost. A pessimistic man who would never order an attack without being absolutely certain of total victory without losses.
But, like, there's still the question of what these soldiers are doing here in the first
It does
place.
belong to the Coin Guard, after all. However, one way or another, Constantine is in danger. Let us be on our way without further delay.
Oh, have I not been to that outpost? I guess I haven't. Alright, I'm just going to make my way to the Alliance Outpost camp. And I think that's where I'm going to call it for the night. Got any suggestions for something to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night.